Here we need to find the perimeter of a triangle. Now to find the perimeter, we need the distance around the triangle. So we need all the distance of the different parts of the triangle. So we'll find length AB. Now remember our distance formula. We take the change in x, square it, take the change in y, square it, add them together, and then take the square root. So I'm going to take negative 3 minus 1. So negative 3, 1, then 1, 3. Okay, so we end up with negative 3 minus 1, same sign, it's got to add, so it's negative 4 squared, plus 1 minus 3, which is going to be negative 2, and we're going to have to square it. So we end up with 4 squared, which is 16, plus 2 squared, which is 4. So we end up with the square root of 20. And for right now, we're just going to leave it as the square root of 20. Now, let's do the length of BC. Same process. So I'm going to go 1 minus 2, square it, 3 minus negative 4, square it. So we're going to end up with 1 minus 2, so that's going to be 1. Technically it's negative, so we'll go ahead and put the negative and square it. Plus 3 plus 4 is going to be 7 squared. So we'll end up with 1 plus 49. Okay, or we end up with a square root of 50. And again, for right now, we're just going to leave it without simplifying this. Okay, and now let's do the length of AC. And that'll give us the lengths of all the triangles, and then we just got to add them together. Alright, now for this one, I'm going to have negative 3. I'm going to do my x's, so let's go negative 3 minus 2 squared plus 1 minus negative 4 squared. Alright, so we end up with 5 squared plus 5 squared. Okay, so we end up with 25 plus 25, or 50. Alright, so our distances, okay, again, we've had square root of 20, okay, plus square root of 50, plus square root of 50. Now, we can't just add them together because they're not the same square roots. Now, we could add this and have 2 square root of 50. But for this one, let's go ahead and simplify these. So let's say how many times 4 goes in there 5 times. Okay, and then I know the square root of 4 is 2. So if you want to, you can keep breaking it apart. So I'm going to have 2 square root of 5. Okay, and now 5 and 10 go into this one. So we get 2 and 5. Okay, so I can bring out 5 square root of 2, which is not going to do us much better for this, but plus 5 square root of 2, and then this one would be the same thing. So it'd be 5 square root of 2. Now, we're going to have to convert to decimals to add this, but I'm going to go ahead and we can add these two. Since they have the same radical behind them, we could have 2 square root of 5 plus 10 square root of 2. Now, go ahead and punch the numbers in your calculator, and you should end up with 18.6 units. We weren't told what it was, but that's the perimeter. That's the distance around the triangle. We walk the edges of the triangle. We should end up with 18.6. More importantly, we're using the distance formula to come up with the perimeter by coming up with the lengths of each side.